And actually up here I spotted an interesting board game or card game. Right here it's called Coop. But they currently have a 20% off on everything sale going on.
Yeah, so far this all just came in like the last 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
So like Super NES stuff.
Hey guys, it's Austin and we are back with another episode of my $10 game collection series. We are officially on episode 3. The past 2 weeks were pretty good, I'd say. We picked up some decent items to flip. Before I get started, I just want to ask you guys a question for this week. It's going to be, what games are you currently playing right now? For me, I kind of start a couple games and just go off and on between them. I play on my Nintendo Switch, my PlayStation Vita, and then also the Xbox Series X. On my Nintendo Switch, I'm currently playing the new Paper Mario game, or the re-release of it. I just defeated Lord Crump, I think that's what his name is, and helped those like 100 little creatures out. I believe I'm like a quarter of the way through the game, but I'm having a blast playing this game. Really love the traditional Mario turn-based RPG games. And then on the Xbox Series X, I'm currently playing through Mad Max. I just got in watching the Furiosa movie and watching the Fury Road movie. I just caught up and watched those movies, so really invested into that world, and such a great idea. Kind of reminds me of Fallout, which is my favorite game series. This Mad Max game is awesome. It's a big open world sandbox game. Pretty much just go and take over territories and camps. But yeah, let me know what you guys are currently playing. Maybe I can check some of your guys' recommendations out as well. Back to this collection though, again, we're just gonna look to find more items that we can flip to build up our game fund. That's kind of the main premise of what we're aiming to do to start off this series. I need a good budget in order to go and actually buy some games. But for this episode, I hope I can go to some game stores and pick up some Nintendo games to add to our collection. But yeah, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into our updates and see what we sold.
Here we are back at our game showcase. This is how it's looking right now. I kind of organized it a little better from last week, I guess. Some plushes up here. We got some games down here. And then down here we got our one pair of shoes. To start off this week, we actually only sold one item. We're probably going to sell more in the upcoming days. But as of right now, we ended up selling this Wii Sports. This ended up selling for around $25-ish. It sold like within the day of me listing it. Probably could have gotten more out of this. We'll probably start listing it for a little higher, but really happy to see this one go. So after eBay fees and shipping to start off our week, this is how much we will get to add back to our game fund. Alright, so now just wanted to show you guys some behind the scenes stuff. Want to try to do this a little bit more this series, but we just sold the Wii Sports game. I went ahead and wrapped it up in this bubble wrap just to give it a little more cushion and padding. But I also have this bubble mailer that I purchased at Walmart. I just bought like a bundle of these for pretty cheap. Regular game cases and discs do fit in here. This is a little bit easier because this is a little smaller. But this is pretty much what I do, how I ship every single game and item that I have. Just gonna go ahead and put this in here, and should fit pretty easily. And that's pretty much all I do. That's how I package this stuff. And I already know that this is pretty light. It's gonna be under like 4 ounces. And since it's under 4 ounces, it'll actually be cheaper. So that's kind of what I know just from shipping a lot of items is the 4 ounce mark is kind of on the cheaper end, and then anything above that gets a little bit more expensive. And this is for when you're shipping USPS Ground Advantage. But yeah guys, it's as simple as this. Doesn't really take much time at all. Again, all game discs and cases do fit in here. So what I simply have to do next is just take it to a scale. I've got like a small scale. I'll try to show you guys. I'll weigh it up, and I'm assuming it'll be under 4 ounces. So I'll try to show you guys on the computer screen as well about how I actually go about printing the labels on eBay or through eBay and selecting the right service for this. Here we are now on eBay, and this is the shipping page. I've got the Wii Sports right here, and this is where I'll be entering the weight and the dimensions. So up here, I will go ahead and enter 3. It weighed in at about like 2.45. So you always have to round up. And then for dimensions, I just put the dimensions that are shown on the package. So it'll be 6, 9, and 2. Once you have that entered, it will update the prices, and this is where it shows all of the shipping services that you can use. They've got UPS, USPS, FedEx. I mainly ship using USPS because that seems to be the cheapest option, and it's going to be Ground Advantage. Ground Advantage is mainly used for items that are under 1 pound. You can ship items that are over 1 pound, but it takes a little longer to deliver as compared to USPS Priority Mail. So once you are all set with that, you can scroll down to the bottom, and then this is where you will see the total amount that it will cost to purchase the shipping label. This week, I made my way down south of Milwaukee to one of the Goodwill outlet bins. I'm lucky to have at least like 2 Goodwill outlet bins around my area, around the city of Milwaukee. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. This place is usually super packed and pretty competitive. Dug through a lot of these bins already and not really seeing too much. I came a little late today, but a couple games laying around, NBA 2K14, and then I see like some other sports titles as well. I saw like one Wii game. I think it was like a DJ Hero somewhere in here. It's probably hidden underneath everything. Oh, right here it goes. A DJ Hero here, not worth picking up. There's no manual either, so I'm gonna pass up on that. I did find some stuff, pretty much some items that do have some value and people usually pass up on. And it's gonna be these right here, these workout DVD collection sets. We got a P90X one. It's kind of risky buying these because sometimes the discs are scratched, but I went through all of these and did find all the discs contained in here, so that's a good thing. We got this Focus T25. These all go for around like $15 to $20-ish. So for $1 a piece, it's absolutely worth it. And then this Insanity one, I flipped this one a ton already. So yeah, we got like 3 of these. It should be like $3. I'll keep looking around as well. I also did find this I Am a Legend. I used to love this movie when I was a kid, and this is a steel booklet for the DVD. If it had any value, I probably would have grabbed it, but yeah, we'll keep looking around though. But if I don't find anything else, yeah, we'll probably just check out with this. Hey, got 3 of these? 3? Yeah.
315.
Oh. I still am currently out here on the south side and made my way to a Goodwill. This Goodwill, for whatever reason, has a ton of media stuff. Down here, you got a bunch of games. I might start picking up some Wii games if we can get them for cheap enough. This Blazing Angels game. Oh man, I think they're all like $5 a piece. But I'll still check to see if there are any other type of games in here. It's like Yellow Tag this week, so I'm probably not going to be picking these up if they're $5. There's some PlayStation 4 games in here as well. Monster Jam. Yeah, they might have just all been put out recently if it's they're all pink tags. Is there anything standing out over here? No. Yeah, not really much, unfortunately. There was one game that I was able to find that I may consider picking up. This Pure Pool 8 game, still $5, but it does sell on eBay for like $15 to $20. And $5, I still don't know if that's worth it or not. I'll definitely debate on this. Still got a lot to look over, so yeah. And actually up here I spotted an interesting board game or card game. Right here it's called Coop. I know it's like a werewolf style, like deception type of game, but I've actually never played it before. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this game. I used to be really big into like One Night, Ultimate Werewolf, and these style of games, but yeah, I've never tried this one out before. It's brand new, but $5 again might be a little too high for me. Just thought this was a really cool find at a Goodwill. Alright guys, so we are now at the front with these shelves over here, and I cannot believe this is my first time ever seeing this at a Goodwill. A Super Nintendo console for $75? I've never found like a retro console like this at Goodwill before. This is actually crazy. It comes with 2 controllers. Looks like it has all the cords, but it doesn't come with any games, I guess. Well, wow, I think $75 is a pretty decent price for this. Not sure if it's working or not, but I don't have the funds for this to grab right now.
There you go. I got some.
Oh, there you go.
Super Nintendo and Game Gear.
Okay, cool. Is that all like
yeah? So far, this
together?
all just came in like the last 10
wow,
minutes.
that's crazy.
So like Super NES stuff. This is the first time I've seen one of these in a long time.
Wow, I don't even know what that is.
Usually like half hour for Super NES.
Wow. Okay, cool. Okay, so it looks like they just brought this stuff out. Oh, $20 on this. But that is crazy. Mario Kart. And then RoboCop. This is a Game Gear. And then this, I'm not sure what this is. This is like a, oh, you know what this is? Like a third-party wireless controller, I guess, for the Super Nintendo. That is crazy to see for $25. Again, I don't have the funds for this stuff. I can't pick it up. And for me to just pick up in my personal collection, I don't think I would want to do that either. I don't really need, I already own like an actual Super Nintendo console, but they've got like a couple more games too that I just saw. This Mario All-Stars for $15 and then Star Fox for $13. Well, wow, what a great lot of games. I'm not sure if they're selling these separately or selling this in the bundle with this. It looks like they're all separate, so that does add up to be quite a bit of money. But wow, check that out, guys. Found this other rack full of shoes and spotted one kind of shoe that I know has some value. So a good brand to look out for are actually Brooks. Brooks are kind of like not known for having some decent value, but they are some excellent running shoes. I own a couple pairs of Brooks and yeah, I love wearing them when I'm playing sports. These are women sizes and they're like size 12, which is really big, but like I just checked on eBay and they've got a really good sell-through rate, I guess. There's like 100 listings and then there's like 100 sold, and they're selling pretty frequently online, but the only thing that's like stopping me from picking them up right away is the traction on the bottom. It's been worn a little bit. You can see it fading right here, but I think even like that, these are going for around like anywhere from 40 to 60. And I think for me to pick these up and list them for 40, I can probably get it to move for that much. I think 35 is okay too. So yeah, for this stop, I will probably be grabbing these, adding another pair of shoes to my collection, and hopefully getting this one to flip. We're back at our showcase, and we ended up selling another item. We just sold this Picross DS game for around $18.50, I believe. We picked it up for, I think, $4 at a Goodwill, so hopefully we'll make a little bit of money off of this. Great news, guys. We ended up selling 2 more items. The first one is going to be the Star Wars Attack of the Clones, brand new and sealed. I can't believe this one actually sold this quick. It ended up selling for around $18, and we picked this up for $1 at a thrift store. The second item that we sold is going to be back here, and it's going to be this, The King and I on Blu-ray. Never seen this before, not sure what it's about. But we ended up selling this one for $28, which is awesome. Can't believe it sold for that much. And we picked it up for about $4 at a thrift store, so we should be getting some profit off of this one. Gonna go ahead and get these packaged and shipped right away. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. This week, guys, we are here at the Make Sense Variety Store. They got video games, toys, collectibles, and I'm going to be looking for some games to add to our collection. Wow, this store is awesome. Every time I come in here, I'm just shocked to see just how much stuff is in here. They got cool arcades in here. Got that quarter machine. That quarter machine is super addicting. But they currently have a 20% off on everything sale going on for today and I guess tomorrow, just for like the holidays. I'm gonna be looking for some Nintendo cartridge games here. So I'm gonna try to get like a NES game, a Super Nintendo game, and a N64 game. And then gonna give myself a budget on each game of maybe $5 or $10. I guess we'll see what we can find. But I guess we can start with the N64 games first. Again, it's 20% off, so I'm gonna look for anything at $10 first. Ooh, that Forsaken 64. So funny thing about N64 is this was the first console that I owned and the first console that got me into video games, and I played a lot of the mainline N64 games, the Mario games, Kirby, Fox. But when I started collecting video games, there were just so many titles that I never knew existed. So for this Nintendo Challenge, a lot of these games, these older games, NES, Super Nintendo, it's gonna be games that, you know, I've never played and don't know much about, but simply just gonna be collecting. And then hopefully finding some time to play these games as well, or just learn something new about them. I'm seeing this Chopper Attack game for 10 bucks as well. And then a Strike Zone game. Never heard of these games before, honestly. And here we are at the NES and Super Nintendo games. Let's check out the Super Nintendo games first. See if we can find anything at around $10-ish. I see that. The Hunt for Red October for 10 bucks. You got Metal Combat. It's kind of hard to see back there from here, but just gonna pick out some that look really interesting to me. So look through these Super Nintendo games and did see a couple that I actually am interested in. There's a Tasmania game down there. I did grow up watching a lot of the older cartoons on Cartoon Network, so those definitely do stick out. And then also the Road Runners Death Valley Rally. I realize there's a lot of Cartoon Network games out here. This music's pretty loud, hopefully you guys can hear me, but maybe one of those two. I think the Roadrunner game is like 13 bucks though. And then down here we got some NES games. For some reason, NES games seem to be a little cheaper than the Super Nintendo games. You got a $10 game right here, Ultima Exodus. Bayou Billy, that's a popular one, and for 8 bucks, not bad. Am I gonna be able to find any Mario games for 10 bucks on the NES? That would be cool. Got Super Mario Bros. 2 right there. Even Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Do I just pull the trigger on that, honestly? Yeah, so just that Roadrunner game right here, I guess.
Oh, right there, yeah.
It's kind of hard to get to them. I was going to choose one all the way at the bottom too.
That's okay.
But it's cool to see you guys running deals, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I still want to run them, especially, you know, around the summertime. So yeah, 2417.
Okay, I'll just do cards.
If it's wireless, you can tap the top.
There it goes. Oh.
Right here?
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Oh.
Wow, that was a good one.
We're rich.
And just like that, guys, that pretty much wraps up our game hunting for this week. We really didn't get too much. Just wanted to show you guys more of the behind the scenes of me packaging and shipping some items, showing you guys how I actually print the labels and what service I use. For now, let's go over some of the pickups that I got for this week. We went to the Goodwill outlet bins and got 3 workout DVD collections, I guess. We got this Insanity one. This one's pretty popular. These all go for like around 15 to 20 bucks, and they were all $1 a piece. We also got this Focus T25 one. This one is a little more uncommon, but it's like a bigger collection set. It's got like this other paperwork in here as well. And then this P90X one, this one's also very common, but I think there's a couple discs in here that are pretty badly scratched. I'll have to figure out what to do with that. I'll definitely test it. I'll make sure it does work if I am to sell it up on eBay. If it doesn't work, I'll probably just end up leaving it in the collection. We made a visit to a Goodwill while we were out of town as well, and picked up some nice shoes, some more Brooks. Traction on this is not that great, so I kind of took a chance on these. They were $7. Hopefully I can flip them for at least around $30 to $40. And then lastly, we made a stop to the Make Sense variety store and picked up some awesome Nintendo games. I was mainly focusing on some cartridge games just to add to this collection because we really don't find cartridge games at like thrift stores. I got Forsaken on the N64. Again, this is a game that I pretty much never really seen or heard of when I was a kid, and so I played a lot of like the bigger mainline Mario games, but never got a chance to actually check these games out. So cool to be able to pick up for 10 bucks. I got this Roadrunners Death Valley Rally game. Again, I was a big fan of like the Looney Tunes era of cartoons. Watched a lot of these, the Roadrunner and Coyote, Tom and Jerry, and then also Tweety Bird. But yeah, never actually played this. Looks like it was made by Sunsoft, which is a pretty popular game company, but picked it up for $13 and gonna add to the collection. And then lastly, I wanted a Mario game on the NES, and this is like the best bang for your buck, I guess. It's like 3 games included in this. You got Super Mario Bros. I think one of the very first original Mario games. You got Duck Hunt, and then the track game for $5. Definitely a great deal, I'd say. NES games are so cheap nowadays. But yeah, really cool, fun stuff for this week. Hopefully next week we can focus more on just going back out to the thrift stores and finding items to flip, and then also picking up some more games to add to our collection. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.